Hi, this is Casey, and today I'm going to be sharing with you how to use Google Plus Communities to help develop your PLN, your personal learning network. If you are on a Chromebook, you will see that you will have your Google Apps down in the bottom left-hand corner. You can click on the Google Apps, and you would find your Google Plus icon right there. But if you're like me and sometimes you're not on your Chromebook and you're on a Macintosh computer or you're on a PC, you can still access your Google Plus community through your Gmail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up my Gmail. And while I'm waiting for this to load, let me tell you, anyone who has a Gmail account automatically has a Google Plus account. So if you have not used it yet, it's only because you haven't activated it yet. Okay. And that's what we're going to talk a little bit about today. So as you can see on any computer, I can pull up my Gmail, and over in the top right hand corner, it kind of shows that I'm on my account. Oop, kind of is loading again. It'll show that it's on my account, and then you'll see these 9 little squares, and that allows me to get on some of the opportunities through Google. I can click on my 9 little squares there, and as you can see, I can get on my Gmail, which I'm already on. I can get on Google Plus. I can get on my drives, my calendar, Google Sites. My groups, contacts, and if I click down here, there's more opportunities to be able to use resources associated with Google. However, I'm going to hit either this icon here, which was the same icon that was in our Google Apps in the bottom left-hand corner of our screen earlier, or I can click right here where it says Plus Casey. Now mine says Plus Casey because that's my name, but obviously yours would say plus whatever your name is. If you don't have this yet, that means you haven't established your Google Plus account. So you will have to go through here, hit your Google Plus, and you will have to be able to activate your account, okay? And that's very, very easy to do, all right? As you can see, this is and all you would need to do would be to follow the prompts, okay? As you can see, this is my home screen for my Google Plus communities. Google Plus is a lot like Twitter in the sense that it provides up-to-date information that's being posted by those people that you follow. And in Google Plus situation, it's the communities you follow also. Okay. So as you can see, just looking off of my page, here it's offering me some suggestions of people I may know and I may want to connect with. Here it's showing me some photos I've taken recently. A little sidebar, if you didn't know, Google Plus, if you have it synced to your mobile phone, any photos you take with your mobile phone will automatically back up into the Google Cloud, which is really nice. And as you can see, these are some of the people or the organizations or the communities that I'm following. And since I'm following them, as they post things onto their profiles, then I have access to them, okay? So what we're going to do is I am going to show you over here our home button, and I'm going to show you how to find or how to establish communities, okay? We could do a whole in-service on Google Plus. One thing I will show you is Google People in just a moment, okay? Because that's going to be important when you share any information you may find. But what I want to spend most of the time with is our communities. So if you click over on the Home tab and you click on Communities, communities are just organized, let's say, rooms where people put certain information that pertains to that room. For instance, this community right here, these are communities that I've joined. Now, I have a lot. If you haven't joined any communities yet, you won't. You may not even have anything in here. So what you would do is you would come up to the top. How I began is I came up to the top and I hit education. And any community that deals with education popped up, okay? Or if I might be interested in communities that deal with reading, Then I could do a search, okay, and it would show me some communities, some people, and I could click on those or hit search and it would pop up on my screen, okay? But these are some of the communities that I already belong to. And as you can see, I have a bunch. I first, in my search tab, pulled up education. Then I pulled up technology and education. Then I pulled up Chromebooks in education. And that is how I started building up my communities. Okay? So as you can see, here are a bunch of communities that I am members of, that I am a member of. Right here, you can see that you've got a wide range. I am a member of the Common Core community. You can see there's quite a few that are Common Core based. As you can see, I have quite a few on project-based learning or problem-based learning. I have one STEM on Google Plus. So what this is going to do is this is going to tell me everything within this community right here is going to deal with science, technology, engineering, and math, and using the Google Plus resources to help you achieve those goals. This right here is their icon. It is a public community, so that means anyone can join, and it has 24,000 members, okay? If I want to follow this community, you hit follow, okay? As you can see, here is another community, STEM on Google Plus, but here's another community that branches off of that. So if I want to follow it, whoops, I simply hit follow, and it's going to ask me which circle I want to put it into. And we'll talk about circles in a little bit. So now you can see I belong to this community, and I added them to my EdTech circle. Okay? So anytime they post any new information onto their page, I will be able to have access to that new community, very similar to a Twitter feed. Okay? Now, over here, there's quite a bit. So, and we know with STEM, it deals with science, technology, engineering, and math. So they've created filters. If I'm dealing just with general science, if I want astronomy or space, if I want, so it's going to show me, I can click on just physics here, and it'll filter all of the information that has been put within this community that deals just with physics. Okay, and so this is kind of a neat way to be able to filter within this page. Since there's so many members, there's lots of information being shared on a daily basis, and that's kind of a neat way to filter. So I can go back to my communities by hitting the back button, or I can just simply hit communities. And basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you search for some communities that you may find will be helpful to help grow yourself as a forever learner or to help grow your skills as a teacher within the classroom. So what I would do is I would take a look at some of the communities that I belong to. If you click on it, it will show you a little brief summary of what you can expect to find within that community. It'll show you how many community members belong to it. If you look right here in these boxes, you can see I have 2 new posts that I haven't read yet within this community. Okay. The difference between Google Plus communities and Twitter kind of puts everything out there all at one time. So if I'm following 10,000 different organizations or people, if every single one of those 10,000 people post something, it's going to all come up. Okay. Whereas with Google Plus, it will come up, but it'll come up within that specific community. So I tend to use Twitter if I'm looking to see what's trending, what people are putting out there. But if I'm looking for something specific, I tend to go to my Google Plus. Yes, I can search in Twitter and I can find specific things. And yes, there are resources like Hootsuite and TweetDeck that help you, and Twitter lists that help you organize your information. But If I am wanting to do a Minecraft project within my classroom, I can go to my Minecraft in Education, and everything posted within this community will deal just with Minecraft. So it helps kind of organize and pinpoint some information. Okay. Up top, these are ones that I have created and I moderate. In all of your communities, you're going to have a moderator. That moderator is just going to make sure that the content that's being displayed on and shared on that community kind of falls under that community's umbrella. And if not, then they'll make suggestions on which community you may want to post your question or your resources to. Most of your communities are going to be public communities. You will run into some communities that will ask you to request to join. As you can see, these are some communities based off of other communities that I belong to that Google has suggested, oh, well, since you're real interested in space, or since you're real interested in problem-based learning or technology and education, here are some other communities that deal with those specific topics, so you may want to join them. And so this one right here, digital education, you can see I'm not a member yet. It has 283 posts total, and it has a little over 1,000 members. So I can click on the name just to kind of take a preview of that community. Notice I'm not part of it yet. This community was created by Digital Education, which is an organization. I can follow them. Okay, I follow individual people or organizations, but I join communities. So it's not uncommon to have one community supported by a couple of organizations, and those would be listed over here on the right-hand side. But what I can do is, this is interesting, Academic Technology Coaching Center. So that's another community that could be an offshoot of this. But here, they are 3 ways of creating video-based online learning. They might ask some questions. They'll give some links for some supporting resources. So if this seems like one that I would be interested in that could help develop me as either a teacher or a learner, then I would simply join the community. And now I'm part of that community. So anytime someone in the 1,026 members posts something on this community page, I will be alerted. Okay, it'll show up on my home feed page. Also, what I like about it is I'm not restricted to 140 characters. So that makes it a little bit easier to ask questions and to add comments. Some things that are similar with Google Plus and Twitter is if you've already looked at the resources for Twitter, or if you're semi-familiar with Twitter, you'll know that there is an opportunity to favorite a tweet. And by favoriting the tweet, you're saving it to yourself. You're saying, I like this. And that's what the +1 is with your Google Plus. Okay. You also, with Twitter, have an opportunity to retweet. That means you like it, but you think other people that follow you might like it too, so you retweet it. And that's what your share is. And you also have an opportunity to add a comment. Okay? Now, when you share, you can share the post with the public. That means everybody who has access to your Google Plus account, who's either following you or you belong to one of the communities, then they will see that. That's probably not something that I'm going to do. So I can add individual names. I can add circles that I've created, which are a way for you to organize the people you follow. Or I can add email addresses. And I can share it with all 3. I can share it with one circle. I can share it with a circle and a person. It's totally up to what I want to do. And then I would hit share. Okay? So let's go back and talk a little bit about our circles. What I also like, if I come here to my people, if you go to your profile and go to settings, then you will be able to change the outlook of your page. You'll be able to change your image that's associated with you. I use the same image for my Google Plus and my Twitter because I kind of use them interchangeably. And I'm just going to give you a piece of advice. If it's really good resource or really good information, you're going to find it on both Google Plus and Twitter. Okay. And a lot of the resources allow you to share to both Google Plus and Twitter. So I wouldn't worry about, oh my gosh, which one am I going to follow? Because if it's really good, you're going to find it no matter what. But if I come here to my people, these are people that they suggest that I follow, but these are my circles. Okay. If you notice, it says find people. This is if I want to search to see if people are on here. These are people who have me in their circles that they've created. And these are my circles. So as you can see, my circles down at the bottom, I have friends, I have family, I have acquaintances, I have following, I have ed tech, I have some others down at the bottom. Let me see if I can do this. I have save and I have mystery calls. Now I created a save circle because this is where I share it with myself. So it says I have 0 people within this circle, but I can click on that save circle and I'm the person in there. And so all of the resources that I share with my save circle will be in there. Okay. So to create a circle, I simply click on this open plus and I give it a name. Maybe I want to call it McIntyre. Okay. And here I can start adding my people. Okay. And here I'm going to create my empty circle. So you can have people part of multiple circles. I have some people who are in all of my circles. I have some people who are just in one circle. Because remember when we were talking about posts on Google Plus communities, you can +1 it if you like it, or you can share it. Well, I can either share it to individual people or I can share it to a circle. So that's why I have some people that will be part of my friends. I'll have some people that will be part of my McIntyre. I'll have some people that will be part of my ed tech and so on. Okay. And if this is if I want to do it, then I can click on this person. It'll show me who she is. It'll give me her little biography. It'll tell me she's in my friend circle. And it'll also tell me that we have 48 people in common. If I want to add her to this circle, I can simply click on it. And if I want to add a person, I can come in here. And if I know it's this person, then I can add her into this circle too. And it is simple as that. So now I have her in more than one circle. Okay. Now notice I have clicked on this circle here, and this is where I can edit the name of it. I can share a whole circle with someone or with another community or another circle, or I can delete it. Now, if I delete the circle, I'm going to delete the contacts that are within that circle too. So that's something you just want to be careful of. Okay. I hope that I have given you enough information to where you can get on communities and you can search for some communities that you think will help grow you as a learner or a teacher within the classroom. Get on there and find someone that, and see what communities they belong to, and then you can join those communities too. I hope this has been very useful for you.